thanks for coming to the shed, Bob.
Okay.
I've known you for, I think, all my life.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day when I said that for you to come round. I was thinking back, and I remember as a kid you were there in the background.
Yeah.
You must have known my parents before I was born, presumably.
No, I think you were already born.
Was I? Oh,
Yeah.
you spoilt that illusion.
Because I can remember sometimes you used to come around and play with John sometimes,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, I remember that. And David. I
Yeah,
think,
when you
as well.
took some of Carol's tablets once and they had to take you up
Yeah, we
hospital.
won't talk about that anyway. But you've always been a baker, as far as I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember getting engaged in 1987.
Yeah,
And you made for me a blue computer,
that's right, yeah.
and for Kath you made a pink typewriter.
Yeah.
'Cause she was a secretary.
Yeah,
Have you always been a baker?
yeah.
You have. That was your only job you've ever done.
Well, no, but I mean, the other job that I done when I wasn't interested in really
What was that?
was like a what would you call the job? It was called transport electrical. It was always electrical. It's on the cars. They used to take the looms out, what they call the loom, and put the new loom in. But
Yeah. What,
I
the
found
factory?
no, it was only in a small firm over Bath Road. But I found that boring. That didn't interest me at all.
Too repetitive for you?
Yeah,
But in baking, repetitive?
not really. Because what I like about what I always liked about baking, is that you can just start off with just like your flour, whatever you're going to make, and you can see it from start to finish. Well, if you work in a factory, you don't always, do you?
I suppose you're always seeing the same one
Yeah.
section.
Yeah,
It moves on, someone else does
Yeah.
that, and you don't see the end product.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
but with working in a small bakery like I always have, you see it from start to finish. You know.
Yeah. Any favourite cake you like to make, or bread, or you more of a bread man or a cake man?
Well, I was more of a confectioner than a bread man. I didn't like doing bread very much. It was a bit boring, but the confectionery was more.
Artistic.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're an artistic person?
Not now so much. I used to be, but I don't seem to have the patience anymore to do things like that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. That goes, doesn't it? Or the time sometimes,
Yeah,
just to sit and create something.
yeah.
So where were you born?
I was born in Bristol.
In the 1800s?
70. No, I was born in 1942 during the war.
Crumbs. Okay. Do you remember the war?
Only bits of it. I could just about remember going down in the air raid shelter. I suppose my aunt's garden.
Anderson shelter? by any
Yeah,
chance?
yeah, it was. Yeah,
The best sort,
Yeah.
obviously.
yeah. Scandinavian.
Anderson, was it? All right then, okay. So do you remember were you frightened, or was it exciting, or how was it as a child?
Well, as a child, it was quite exciting actually, because I can remember after the war, you'd go and play where the houses got bombed, because at that time then I was living at Barton Hill, and there was a lot of houses was bombed round that way, and we used to go and play in the ruins and things like that.
Do you find anything unusual there?
Not really.
No bombs, no...
No, nothing exciting.
no Germans, no...
No,
No.
nothing.
It's just as well, probably. So what school did you go to?
First of all, I got to think a minute. I was born in Bristol. I lived at St George. Then we moved to Southmead, and I used to go to a school there called Doncaster Road. Then we moved to Speedwell, and I went to Speedwell School. Oh no! First of all, I went to Summerhill.
Summerhill, where's
Yeah.
that?
Plumbers Hill, the school right at the top.
That means nothing.
No,
I went to Speedwell School as well.
yeah.
That deteriorated over the years. Quite quickly, has to be said. Teachers, do you have a favourite teacher, or are they all bad memories?
No, that some of them was all right. I had a teacher called Mr. Critchley. He was okay. I used to get on all right with him. But there were some teachers there in those days. You used to be frightened of them. I mean, you running along the corridor and you get a whack round the back of the head or the ear.
Yeah.
You know?
So they had more authority,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because now the kids get away with
yeah.
lots of things.
But there was no discipline, is there now? Not like there was then.
No.
No.
Have a favourite subject at school?
Well, there again, I used to like art, and I used to like English. Yeah, I didn't like maths.
No.
I'm no good with figures. I'm dyslexic when it comes to figures.
What, genuinely, or you just,
Yeah, I am. I'm
that's
not
your
very,
excuse?
never have been very good at figures.
Yeah.
Hopeless at adding up.
So baker's dozen is 13, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Is that your fault?
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right then. Any significant events in your life that that you can remember?
I can always remember when it's a bit sad in a way, because I can remember when I was growing up, my mother suffered terrible with depression, and several times she tried to commit suicide.
Mm.
And we were palmed off to different aunties. Well, she was in, there was a hospital in those called Barragurney.
Heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, and she was always put in there, like.
Because it wasn't such a recognised or understood
No.
condition then, was
No,
it?
it wasn't. No.
Yeah, and they'd often ship them off to the, what do they call them? Like
Asylum, like.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So she was there a few times, and
Yeah, yeah.
and that left you just with your aunties.
The aunties, yeah.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
could have been put out to
I could have been
strangers.
fostered, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you're with your family.
yeah.
How many times did that happen then?
Ooh. It was all my young life, really.
So it's a regular
Yeah.
pattern for
Yeah,
her to sort
because
of be up
it's-
and down.
It started when I was born. I don't know whether it was me that caused it, Mum.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got to think of it. I was born during the war, and my father was away fighting that, so I suppose it's understandable in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long would she be in an asylum?
Well, sometimes it was like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she was.
And how did they decide that she was okay to come out?
Well, she would recover,
Yeah.
but after that you had to be very careful what you did talk about in front of her, because it could send her into depression.
So she was traumatised by something.
Yeah, yeah.
The
but,
war or your birth.
But there again, she had, I think it was 6 sisters and 2 brothers. And when they were being brought up, they were all brought up in the 2-bedroom house on Barton Hill.
Oh.
And right back then, I don't know if you've ever heard of the factory at Barton Hill called, what used to be the cotton factory. It used to be a big employer in Bristol right back then. Well, it was in the last century, really, or the century before. My grandfather worked there, and it started off really, I think it ran in the family. He committed suicide while he was at work. Yeah. And I only found that out recently.
Did you?
Yeah, because you know Sylvia Miller?
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
And what, you only just found that out recently?
Yeah, because
Right.
she was delving into the past
Yeah.
family, and she found it all out
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very nice to find out, is it?
No, no.
Have you met any famous people?
Only you?
And me?
No, not really.
No? Never
No.
baked a cake for a famous person? Or...
Well, Ken Dodd.
Did you?
Yeah, because Ron Moody and Joe and Rita was quite friendly with him, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah. They goes to all his shows. I think they get some free money.
Goodness me.
But
I think
you know, they
people-
used to like the
everyone should.
Diddy. Was it Diddy
The
Men?
Diddy
wasn't
Men,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, he made a cake shape of one of them for him
Okay.
when it was his birthday. Yeah, that's about the only contact I've ever had with anybody famous.
Yeah. I'm not sure that counts, Ken Dodd. I was hoping for royalty or something.
No,
Any pets as a child?
I had a dog.
Yeah. What's he called?
Well, it's a she called Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a goldfish called Henry.
Chickens?
No, never had chickens.
Because that was Carol, wouldn't it? Had the story
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the chicken, the
yeah.
cockerel that used to follow
Yeah,
her or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I tried keeping pigeons once, but I didn't like that. It was too messy.
When was that? In the 70s?
Yeah, no, it'd been before then. 60s that would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a vague recollection of you having birds.
I think we used to have some zebra finch, didn't we, when we lived at Clare Road?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to them?
He died.
Mm-hmm.
We got one morning and he was led in the cage, dead.
Oh dear. Was it natural causes? Or...
Yeah, I think so. I think we fed him.
You haven't been away for a month or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see you've got your eye on this barrel, haven't you? My barrel of homebrew.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very nice. I might even let you try some. Getting some release the pressure. You alright for trying some of this?
I might start singing.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Singing's good.
That's It's a lovely sound, that, isn't it?
Now, I've been trying to come up with names for this. You know, when you go to a pub out in the countryside, or you come across a pub
Yeah.
by surprise, and
Yeah.
you're driving through a village or something, you see it and you think, and you go in and they've got all kinds of weird named beers because they're local
Yeah.
ales, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think of something for this. I've not come up with much other than Filthy Badger, Nun's Nightmare, what was the other one? Bishop's Tipple. That even might be a real one.
I've seen that before.
That's real, isn't it?
One real ale I found, and it was nice, I've never ever seen it since, was called Graveyard Bob.
Graveyard Bob.
Yeah.
How appropriate.
Never found it since.
No. So what do you think of that? That's
It's very nice, huh?
yeah. I can't describe it. Like it's more like a stout.
It's like Guinness.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Without all the white fluffy
Yeah.
head on it. Okay. So go back to your first job. How did you get that?
My first job was at when I was 15. I left school, and it was at a place called Cox's Cabinets down at Station Road. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a place called their Cox's, and they used to make like bathroom cabinets and wooden toys. They used to make.
I think there's a place down there now that does carpentry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same company.
No, I don't think it is.
But that was your first job. What
Yeah.
did you do?
That was only like labouring. They used to put catches on bathroom cabinets.
All day long.
Yeah, £2 1 in 6 a week.
Grief. What does that work out today's money?
And I had to give me mother the £2 and I had the 1 in 6. But it was surprising what you could do that 1 in 6. Look.
Yeah. My granddad was. I don't know what year, but I know that he would get his wage, come home, just give it to my nan.
Yeah,
She'd give him a few bob. He'd always
Yeah.
call it. Give me a few bob in my pocket. He was happy.
that's what used to happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the women seemed to sort out the bills and
Mm-hmm.
the finances,
Yeah,
and it worked out for the best because my granddad was happy
yeah,
with that arrangement.
yeah. But a lot of times you see women are better at managing the money than men are.
Yeah.
Because I can be a bit. I spend it sometimes without thinking, you know.
On what?
And sometimes it's rubbish.
Like drugs and things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm terrible. If I got a £5 note, say, and I got change in my pocket, instead of counting me change up and getting rid of that, I'll get the £5 note, and I end up with pocketfuls of change.
Yeah, his trousers around your waist.
Yeah, that's right,
Hanging
yeah.
down. So how long did that go on for that you had to pay until you moved out, or was it discussed with your mother how much you'd have to pay, or she just told you
No, she just told me. Yeah,
and you had to
yeah.
listen?
Yeah, you just give me the £1 note. She said you can have the change. And that was like that, I suppose, until wasn't up until I got married because she couldn't do it then. Could she? I think it's up until I was 18. Then she let me go my own way. Like.
Kicked you out.
Yeah,
So you said about your dad went to war.
yeah,
Did he come back?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How did that affect him?
He was all right. He didn't talk about it much because sometimes you'd ask him questions and he wouldn't talk about it. Because we used to say to him, even, you know, why don't you ever go abroad when they were, you know, after the war? Why don't you ever go abroad for your holidays? He used to say, I've seen enough abroad during the war.
Johnny Foreigner.
Yeah.
Did he bring back any souvenirs, mementos from it, or was it something that he wanted to leave behind him? And
He brought me toys back from Germany. I know. I can always remember it was this battleship, all made out of wood. It was about that long. And you press this button, and everything on there blew up. It was quite fascinating, actually.
I guess it was a German ship.
Yeah.
What other toys did he bring? Machine guns,
Yeah. Knives.
grenades.
I can always remember as well, because I was only a toddler then, he brought back some nuts and he had them in a sock. And he gave me all these nuts inside this sock and it frightened me to death. I thought it was a foot, I think.
What was it? Like Brazil nuts?
Yeah.
Just
Like mixed nuts. I don't know where he got them from.
dear. I'm too afraid to ask. My granddad talked about. He wasn't. I don't know if he was in the war or not. I'm so vague on that
Yeah.
aspect of my granddad's life. I know he He did go over to Berlin a few times. I think Hamburg. He flew over there because he was a pilot.
Yeah.
He flew over and he rescued people, or he'd bring back
Oh yeah.
a lot of people who were there.
Yeah.
But other than that, he didn't really talk about it much. I don't think he'd seen anything particularly traumatic, but yeah, apparently he would bring back unusual things,
Yeah.
things that you couldn't get in this country,
Yeah.
like oranges
Yeah, that's right.
or a banana.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You bring back like photographs of different places that you've been. You know?
Those 3D ones. Remember those viewers?
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
The 3D viewer. I got one somewhere.
Yeah.
With the Queen's coronation on it.
Go.
Somewhere. Don't know where I found that.
About 1952, wasn't it?
Something like
That's
that.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on, you moved abroad, didn't you, for a while? Where did you go?
Mallorca.
For how long?
5 years I lived there.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Good weather.
Yeah, lovely.
Better for Carol.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Gonna go back?
No, I wouldn't go back.
Not so good then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble is you're too far away from family.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're getting older.
Yeah.
Because that's what we thought. If any of us was taken ill, it'd
Yeah.
be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the health service out there? It's not quite as generous.
It's better than it is here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why does everyone seem to flock here then for the NHS?
I mean, it's free.
Yeah.
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 But it was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever need it?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I had trouble. Well, I had blood pressure, but I had a bad bout there. I was rushed into hospital, and I was taking in this country. I was taking about 13 tablets a day. And when I seen the specialist out there, he looked at all these tablets after he'd diagnosed me, and he said, "That's no good. That's no good. That's no good." I ended up with one tablet, and I was marvellous on that. When I come back here, I went to the doctors and asked for the same tablet. They said, "Well, we don't do that here. It's too expensive."
Okay. Yeah, it's usually a money issue, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're trying to get everyone on statins.
that's it. Yeah. Well, I take that.
Do you?
I'll tell you what. Ever since I have been taking them, I get cramp terrible in my
That's
legs.
one of the known side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they put me on one, and it made my face swell up. I look like a chimpanzee.
How did you know?
Eh? Yeah. But they do say now in it, every time you have an appointment with a doctor, it gets £100 for that. Look, that.
Really?
It was 70, then it went up to 100. But you just imagine how many patients a day they see.
Yeah. 7 minutes you get, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. 7 times. I can't do the maths. You do the maths, so you can't, can you?
No, look at asking me.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
They do drive out of the car park in nice cars,
yeah.
like dentists as well. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the dentist 2 weeks ago. I had a tooth up there that had gone a bit rough. He filed it off. I went in there 2 minutes. £25 he charged for that.
Any nasty experiences happened to you? Have you ever been mugged?
No.
That's rubbish, isn't it? Okay. Car crashes.
No. Oh, once in Spain, when we were going somewhere, somebody went in the back of us. But I mean, we weren't hurt or anything. But
You didn't pretend?
no. But it is when you're in a foreign country, it's frightening, mind, when you have an accident.
Yeah. So it was a local that had gone into the back of you
Yeah.
on purpose, or?
No, it was he was going too fast, and we were waiting at traffic lights, and he couldn't pull up in time, you know. Yeah. But what frightened us, he had a little kiddie in the car with him, sat in the front.
We went to where did we go? Spain, somewhere in Spain. Hired a car. I was with my brother-in-law, I think, or maybe I was in France. I don't know. It was abroad. Johnny Foreigner again.
Yeah.
And they were a nightmare. They knew because of the number. Oh no, we'd gone to France and we took my car, and because it had British number plate,
Yeah.
it felt like they were targeting us. They were purposely zooming up behind us,
Yeah.
cutting in front of you. Yeah, they made a special effort to kind of plough you off the road, really.
Yeah. I know that some of them are terrible. It's the same in Spain when you come to a roundabout. There's
opposite
no,
way round, isn't it?
yeah, there's no, don't seem to be any law about going round a roundabout. Because we asked the policeman once, I said, what's the rules about going round a roundabout? I said, nobody signals or anything. He said, well, the person in front of you knows where he wants to go, don't he?
That's the rule.
That's the answer we got. Yeah.
Okay, that's the official
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And they do go the opposite way.
Yeah.
It's their own fault. They drive on the wrong side of the road. Apart from Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, yeah.
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 They're on the correct side, aren't they?
Yeah. But we found it driving on the opposite side of the road easier, actually.
That's your artistic brain.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the other side of
Yeah.
the brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's coping with it better.
Yeah.
When you were driving, was it one of their cars? So everything was on that side?
Yeah, yeah, it
Oh,
was.
so it was all set up for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
When we went there first, it was an English car, but that was a bit awkward because of the. You can't see so well, can you?
Yeah. When I drove to France, in the British car, all the controls on the other side,
Yeah.
you're on the wrong side of the road. It wasn't so good.
No.
You want more of that?
Yeah, I have a drop more.
Sorry,
That's
man.
nice.
Sorry, innit?
I'll put like that the last.
You're not driving, don't worry. Get you some more. Listen to that sound again. I worked out this was 4p a pint.
Oh, it's cheap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could you bottle that and sell out the shop?
I don't know. Not so sure. It's a little treat for when I come in the shed. Do that.
That leaves a flavour in your mouth like you drank Guinness too, that did.
That's the rats.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
What, you let them put them in there and let them rot?
Yeah, that's just what they do with scrumpy and cider
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I've
so-
heard that. Cats and all go in that, don't they?
Oh dear me. What's your best holiday then you've ever been on?
Where I went last year, actually.
Where was that?
It was only in Suffolk.
Sorry.
No, we're romantic or anything like that.
Well, you went with Carol, didn't you?
Yeah,
You don't want
well,
any
it was
romance.
That's about the best holiday we've ever had, that was.
In Suffolk.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, it's only in it was like a camp for older people. You know, there's no children there.
Like carry on camping.
Yeah, plenty of bingo. But it was like a real luxurious chalet. It was really nice.
Not a tent then.
No,
Okay.
no, not glamping in it. They call it.
So you had a chalet, and there's bingo in the evenings.
Yeah, well, you know, usual sort of thing and
Usual
bit of
nonsense.
entertainment. But,
Yeah. What was so good about the holiday?
well, it was just nice. It was.
Right time for you.
Yeah.
Needed it.
Yeah,
needed a
it
break.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice and relaxing. You know.
So that compares more favourably than moving abroad and being abroad in that respect.
Well, not really, because I mean, where we lived in Spain, you only had to just go down the bottom of the road and you at the beach.
Mm.
Well, it wasn't beach; it was rocks, but it was lovely. You get all the villagers go down there in the summer, just before the sun went down when it got cooler,
Mm.
and you'd have hundreds of them in the sea swimming. It used to be lovely, that.
Why at that time of the day? Because it warmed up through the day. And it
Yeah,
was,
yeah, and it's the coolest part of the day, that.
right. So all the numpty tourists are down in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of course, where we lived, you didn't get many tourists.
Where were you?
A place called Sarapita, as on the east coast of Mallorca.
Did you speak the lingo?
I was getting up quite well. Of course, I went to night school as well when I was younger to learn Spanish.
Did you?
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, I was working then. I must have been about 24 or something like that. Yeah.
You remembered a lot of it?
Yeah, you do.
No,
You don't
yeah.
forget.
No. 'Cause I
The only
speak-
difficulty I used to get, I could think of the words to say, but the bit you had to put in between where I did get.
You don't worry about the connecting.
No, but you'd manage all right, you know.
Yeah. Just point and shout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what Kath does
yeah.
when she goes abroad. She was in Menorca last week and she was asking for a cafe au lait.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of cafe con leche.
They didn't know what she meant. I was surprised.
That's like me. We went out for a meal the other Sunday with our Paul and his wife, and we went to the Blue Ball at Hannam. And I said to Carol, "What do you want to drink? Should I have what they call it? That orange drink in the bottle,
J2O.
J2O." And I went up to the, I don't know what made me say it. I went up to the bar and said, can can I have a WD-40?
Okay, with a straw and a cherry.
I said, what did it mean to say that?
WD-40. So speak a bit of Spanish for us then. What can you say?
¿Cómo está? Muy bien.
Oui.
El tiempo hoy es muy agradable. Weather today wasn't bad. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
How would you order a cooked breakfast?
Desayunar. I can't remember what cooked was.
Or
Desayunar is breakfast.
yeah, completo. For
Yeah, plate.
or the full English, I think. No, not English, but a full breakfast is something like desayuno completo.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's something new I've learned.
See, beer. You can order beer, I guess.
Yeah, cerveza.
How many?
Dos.
Obviously, and a little something for the wife as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the best book you've ever read?
I used to like reading the classics. I like Dickens.
No, that's the wrong answer. You had my book, didn't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Tales of the Unexploded. Yeah, it's good. That. That's very good. Did you ever finish that other one you were writing?
What was that? A kid's book, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Jack and the Cowstalk. I did that one.
Oh, there was one after that you were doing about a village or something. I think.
Oh no, I've not. No, you're in that as well. Actually, you're Bob
Bob the
Kimberly.
Baker.
Yeah, you are. No, I haven't got around to finishing it. Want to?
Yeah.
So yeah, and the other Jack and the Cowstalk, that was translated into French as well. So you can download it on Amazon in English and French as a combined book, so you can learn French from it.
Yeah.
Sort of flick between the two
We've got
versions.
one page. Yeah, I've read books like that in Spanish, where you've got the Spanish on one page and the English on the other.
It's not so much on alternate pages. It's like in English and then it's in French.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you can flick between and pick up some phrases. No, in that book they don't plant the beans; they plant the cow. Because he comes back from the market and he swapped these beans. That's all they had actually. And this magic gentleman appeared and he gave him the beans for a magic cow. And he went back home to his mum and she's livid as hell. So she throws the cow out of the window. And it landed in some mud. And then the next day he's grown into a cow stalk. So I was having a lot of lemsips back then.
That's why I like watching them Shrek films. They always amuse me. Sort of like that, all those fairy tales mixing together.
Yeah, they all live in that one land, don't they? Well, I don't know. If you have anything else you want to tell me? What else did you mention about the police?
Oh no, that wasn't actually interviewed by the police. But when I was 27, mine, and I never come home one night, and my father was a proper worrier with his kids over things like that. Anyway, he got up in the morning. I went home, and he went down St George Police Station, and he said, "My son's missing." And he said, "Well, how old is he?" He said, "Oh, he's 27. He said, the policeman said to us, "His luck was in last night."
Was it? Or where were you? In a ditch somewhere? Or?
Yeah. Oh, it was all right. It's just I went dancing and I just stayed with somebody overnight.
Barely stand now, can you?
Oh, that's strong, that
Is it? I've got one of those things that read the gravity of the thing to the alcohol content. And I put it in there and it sank, so I don't know what that means.
It's very heavy.
It's a bit like your battleship from Germany,
very
isn't
nice,
it?
that.
Yeah. Press a button and it blows up.
What I like about real ale as well, when you drink it, it don't make you go, whoa.
No.
You got all that lager with the gas in. Oh, I can't stand that.
No, I don't like lager. I might do cider next.
That's one thing I can't take. Upsets my stomach.
Cider? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a homemade one would be better.
Do you ever made your own wine?
I have, but it's never gone well.
No.
I made tea wine once out of tea bags.
Yeah.
That just went mouldy. I've got some rhubarb in a demijohn now, which has also gone mouldy.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Everything goes mouldy, unless that's part of the process. And
Yeah.
I'm just missing the point.
Perhaps you just got to scoop it off the.
I might just bottle it and give it to people I'm not very fond of.
Yeah.
Or a bottle of wine. Or invite people around for tea. Have some of that out. They never
Or
come
if you
back.
heard somebody say they got constipation, say here, try this.
Try this, yeah.
You know, you might start a new thing for your health, please.
Were you ever forced to eat anything as a child that you really didn't want to?
Yeah, Brussels sprouts
What's wrong with
and
sprouts?
cabbage. Don't like them.
Lovely.
I don't like them now very much unless you put sugar in them when you're cooking them.
Sugar?
Yeah, it tastes nice.
Really?
Sweetens them. I could eat them then, but no, some are very bitter, aren't they?
Yeah, you get bitter greens and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but
Not that keen on that.
dear. Prunes is my
Do you like that?
nightmare. My mum made me eat. I ate everything she put in front of me, but one day she put prunes out, and I first of all didn't like the look of them. I didn't like the smell of them.
Yeah.
I didn't like the texture of it, and I refused to eat it. And she
Yeah.
thought it was being awkward, so she's very strict and sort of
Yeah.
said, "No, you've got to have them."
Yeah.
So I did, and I was ill.
Yeah. Ooh,
So, but it's strange because I like plums. Which is
That's all it is, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's dried plums.
I know. How strange.
Yeah. Do you like Marmite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I love it on toast
Yeah, gosh.
with cheese.
Well, I've never tried it with
Try it with cheese. It's just a new thing for you to try there.
Oh,
Or cheese and jam. You have cheese and jam.
no. I like apple with cheese.
Apple cheese, yeah. What, in a sandwich?
Yeah. I'll even eat Marmite just as it is.
Well, off a spoon.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's got to be really bad for your blood pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, but a lot of salt in it.
Oh well. Oh, well. Never mind.
I got to go up in the bakery in the morning at
Have
2
you?
o'clock.
Oh, my word. Well, you've got 4 hours sleep. You'll be alright. You better get out of here then. Well, thanks for coming to the garden shed.
That's all right. I come up again. I enjoyed that.
Absolutely right, yeah.